go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, Prince Blue. Real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, Prince Blue. Talk that, talk that, talk that, coach, coach, talk that, talk that, talk that, coach, coach, talking entertainment too. Look, we are not the same as you. Look, we don't need a thing, just you. Just make.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? What is up? It is Real Time with Prince Blue. I am back after taking the last week off for good reasons. It was my daughter's birthday, my lovely princess birthday, and the family, thanks to my wife, the beautiful woman that she is, she coordinated this whole cross, I guess I would say, state trip where we went from uh North Carolina all the way to New York, stopping in Virginia and Philadelphia, all the good things. And my lovely baby had a good time for her birthday. Shout out to Princess. I love you, baby. I hope you enjoyed everything. And um that was it. Just spending family time. That's the one thing I told myself when I start up Real Time with Prince Blue again, that family time was going to be of the utmost importance, because a part of my whole existence is the fact that I am a father and I am a husband, and that's something that I take very seriously and something that I enjoy a lot. And I'm very blessed to be in a great one. So I am going to enjoy that and still do Real Time with Prince Blue with the same pizzazz and the same edginess and the same, as the French say, je ne quoi, which means I don't know what. Um, so yeah, that's what I was doing last week. That's why there was no Real Time. But Real Time is back, and Real Time is going to be. This is a pivotal episode in Real Time with Prince Blue, because during the week off and seeing different things on social media, coming back to social media, just existing and thinking about this past, I would say, month, and some change has been eye opening for me personally, professionally, and spiritually, all that good things. And it all came to an epiphany based on me just not caring anymore. Believe it or not, I've been biting my tongue a lot. And I thought about, why was I biting my tongue? What's the purpose? Like, what am I holding back for? And the funny thing about it is, I have just started binge watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. For those who don't know, Curb Your Enthusiasm is a show created by Larry David, who was a co-creator of Seinfeld, and he went to HBO. He did his own show where it's based off of fictional perce- uh perception of himself on TV, sort of like a mockumentary type thing, and all of it is improvised. And over the past week, I have really, 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 really um I've identified with Larry David. So call me the Black Larry David. For those who don't know, Larry David's character is he's very he's straightforward. He questions quote unquote norms, and he questions the stupidity, and he questions why people have to do certain things. And watching watching these episodes, I've realized I'm done. I'm done with it. Like, I'm not going to participate in your delusions. I'm not going to participate in your nonsensical bullshit anymore. I'm just not going to do it. And the reason why I'm not going to do it is because I'm 42 years old. Um, I've lived a phenomenal life. I'm living a phenomenal life. I'm well educated. I'm well experienced, and I just have common sense. So I'm not going to do it anymore. And the reason why this episode is so important is because it's based on, just in general, what we're seeing with criminal justice now and everything else that's going on. I just have a question: is what makes people, when people are giving their opinions and their thoughts and their analysis on social media or on the news or whatever, I find it mighty strange that a lot of the times when I give my opinion, people, or my analysis, people are quick to say, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, you're wrong. Well, I'm this, I'm that. I do this, I do that. This is why I can give my opinion. Well, you know why I can give my opinion? Because I have lived it, I've done it, and as of May 6th, I am not only privileged to give my analysis, to give my opinion, I have been told that I am able to give that opinion and be known as a subject matter expert in that opinion. And why is that? That is because I successfully defended my dissertation. I have a doctorate in criminal justice. Matter of fact, all three of my degrees, my bachelor's, my master's, and my doctorate, are in criminal justice. I have served in the military. I'm a retired Army veteran. I'm a retired police officer. So I have done it physically, I have done it mentally, and I have done it academically. So when I'm giving you my opinion and I'm giving you my analysis, it is coming from a place of I have done it. And I was able to do it all without actually being in the system. Because I find it mighty strange that a lot of you that are in the system have the most to say. Well, when I got out of prison, you could stop right there. I already know where this conversation is going because you've actually been in the system. Because you're a criminal, you think you're more suited to talk about criminal justice than me. Why is that? Well, let's first start off with what exactly is criminal justice. And I'm going to lay it out for you. And this is according to Cornell.edu, cornelllaw.edu website. Criminal justice is laws, procedures, institutions, and policies at play before, during, and after the commission of a crime. As a modern concept, criminal justice expresses two central ideas. Suspects, convicted criminals, and victims of crime all have certain rights. Criminal conduct should be prosecuted and punished by the state following set laws. Now that's one. Now, since y'all are so great and y'all believe the internet and y'all love Chat GPT, I asked Chat GPT myself, now what does my doctorate in criminal justice actually means? And this is Chat GPT, y'all. This is Chat GPT. Your doctorate in criminal justice means I have reached the highest academic level in my field. It signifies that I am an expert. I have advanced knowledge of criminal justice systems, policies, and theories, and how they impact society. I am qualified to lead, teach, and influence the field. I have also contributed original research. My dissertation added new material to academic conversations, like your work on police stress and mental health. And that's not just impressive, it is impactful. I am a thought leader. Whether my dissertation being published, me teaching, consulting, or podcasting, my voice carries authority. People look to me for insight and solutions in policing and justice reform and public safety. There you go. So, when I'm giving my opinion and my analysis on certain things, because like the great poet Kendrick Lamar says, sometimes you got to pop out and show you know what. Everybody else is quick to, and I always try to figure out, like, since I got these labels and I got these titles and I got these degrees, I have tried my hardest to make it to not seem like I have changed, that I'm not better than anybody, that blah 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 blah. But this is where real friends come into play. Real family. My friends, the trifecta especially, they were more excited about my journey than I was. They're the ones that have been pushing me to say, Prince, you did all this, hard work. You have to make sure that people are aware of it and people know that you know what you're talking about. You've been there, you've done that, and you studied to make sure that there's some credibility behind what you say. And at first, I was like, well, we normally we don't like when people lead with authority, blah blah blah. But it's not leading with authority. It's me being confident and me knowing that I have put in the work. That when I say something, it should mean something. It should carry some weight. Now, am I going to be right all the time? Absolutely not. But at least when I say something, it's coming from a well researched, a well studied, and a well lived point of view. That's all. I am done. If you want to call it dumbing myself down or making it seem like I'm just like one of everybody else, I am not. You can look up all the statistics and things of that nature of what it takes to get a doctoral degree. How the drop rate is so astronomically high. Suicides is high. Depression is high. Mental breakdowns is high. People start and people don't finish. They normally give you 7 to 10 years to finish your degree. I finished mine in 3.5. That means I didn't take a break in classes. And I got started on my dissertation as early as possible. You're damn right. I'm going to flex on them. Because if you could flex about how many chains you got, how many cars you got, how many women you got, if you could flex on the stupid things of life, I'm going to flex on the things that really matter to me and to others, which is education, criminal justice, and the upliftment of my community. The upliftment of mankind. Yes, I said it, mankind. I'm going to get into that later. Why mankind is the word to use. I'm done. I go on social media. It's people still talking about Jalen Hurts. Don't get me wrong. I love the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't have to talk about my fandom. But there are other things in life going on besides Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. I get it. Some people look at social media as an escape. I think some of you only have social media. I really believe that. I post about mental health. I post about something that's going on in criminal justice and politics. 2, 3 likes. I post something about the Philadelphia Eagles of Jalen Hurts, viral. Likes galore. I post something about my family and doing something good. Post something about sports or something stupid and idiotic. Viral. I'm done with it. I used to talk to a lot of people, and people would say, Prince, why don't you talk more about criminal justice and speak and stuff like that? Because I was like, people don't want to hear that, sports, blah, 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 blah. I'm done with it. So listen to me and listen to me good. Now it's your time to unfollow me. Because I'm going to start firing off these tweets. I'm going to start firing off these posts. I'm going to start talking about stuff more than Fly Eagles Fly, more than the Sixers, more than the Phillies, more than rappers, more than... I'm going to start getting into the nitty gritty. And you're not going to like it. So you can mute me. You can block me. You can subtweet. You can cryptic tweet. Do it all. I don't give a shit. But if you approach me, no, I'm coming at you as Prince Blue the father, Prince Blue the husband, Prince Blue the doctor, Prince Blue the Army veteran, Prince Blue the retired police officer. Because the way I see it, everything else, you're not listening. You don't understand. So I may have to go over a few levels, and it's okay. And if you need clarification, you could just ask me. So from now on, I'm going to start firing off you because I find it funny that a lot of you were agreeing with me. A lot of you liked what I was saying until for some weird reason, You found out that I was a Republican. You found out I was a conservative, and you just lost your damn. It was like everything. It was like everything just stopped, and it was like he don't make sense no more. No, you never made sense, and that's something that's between you, your therapist guy, or whoever it is that you talk to figure out why my political beliefs, my ideologies is the reason why now all of a sudden everything is erased. So here we go. With this first video, we got Charleston White. For those who don't know, Charleston White is very controversial in the black community because sometimes you agree with him, sometimes you hate him, sometimes you don't understand where he's coming from. But I will say this about Charleston White: I personally like Charleston White. Um, I like how he tells his story when he was wearing a bow tie, when he was wearing a suit, when he was going to Capitol Hill. Nobody listened to him. Nobody paid attention to him. But when he started wearing gold chains, when he started wearing grills, when he started talking like a rapper, when he started talking in a disrespectful tone, everybody started following. Everybody started picking up. And now you're so lost in him, his persona, he's actually dropping gems, but you're so stuck in your feelings, you don't want to hear it. Here is one of the gems that he dropped about the recent Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf situation.
Charleston White say something crazy, and then he say something like this.
You getting ready to run track with other kids and you got a knife on you. No, man, you got to go to jail. That's why I say teach the kids how to deal with bullies and this won't happen. We're all not equal. Even in nature, you can be feeding a flock of birds. There's going to always be one bird to come in and take the food from the... This is nature. Yeah. You cannot get rid of bullies. Teach the kids how to deal with them. Bullies build character. You go to work, there's going to be a bully supervisor, a bully co-worker. You cannot get rid of the bully. Teach our children conflict resolution. Everything don't have to end in violence. But when you come from the black culture, everything is disputed in violence. Our kids are walking around with these mafia rules, codes, and ethics of the streets that's held over children about no snitching. So now I have to take a weapon because I don't want to be a snitch and kill another kid. Oh, it's a simple solution. Go tell the teacher.
Now, how am I supposed to argue against this?
That's right. How are you supposed to argue that? He is right. He is right. This culture has become synonymous with violence. Look at all the videos that go viral. Waffle House, fights, World Star, fighting in the Waffle House, fighting in the Targets, fighting in the Walmarts, fighting in the streets. Fight, 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 fight. Violence. No snitching. Let me tell you something. If you really want the criminal justice system doesn't need to be reformed. Our mentality needs to be reformed. Because if our mentality is reformed, then we're not in the criminal justice system. I will say it again. If our mentality is different, we're not in the criminal justice system. If Karmelo Anthony's mentality was different, he wouldn't be in the system. That may hurt your feelings. I don't care. I told y'all I'm done with it. I'm done with holding your hands. We are so consumed with violence, we don't even know how to talk to each other anymore. Look how we talk to each other. We're so disrespectful to each other. Guilty. But I'm from the school of words don't hurt. Violence hurts. Stabbing hurts. Shooting hurts. Y'all talking about cops this, cops that. But you still don't know that when a cop tells you you have the right to remain silent, why are you still talking? Again, the system doesn't need reform. You need to be reformed. Why are you still talking? Why is there anything else out your mouth once you have the right to remain silent? I'm waiting. But getting back to the bully situation, we don't know how to handle bullies anymore. When I was growing up, I had bullies, but I also had the gift of gab. And you can want to fight me and do all that, but I'm going to get these jokes off. These jokes going to hurt more than these punches. Because everybody going to be like, yo, remember when Blue said your mom got that peanut butter that's so thick that you need a bulldozer to spread it on bread? I actually said that, by the way. That government peanut butter. I said that to somebody. He was so mad. He wanted to fight me. He wanted to fight me after school. And you know what he wound up being? In prison for killing another man. Again, the system doesn't need to be reformed. Our mentality needs to be reformed. We need to learn how to handle bullies. Let me tell you something about bullies. Bullies hate bullies. All you got to do is stand up to a bully. And I ain't saying violence. Just stand up to them. Let them know that what they saying don't matter. For instance, when I was a correctional officer and the inmates would try to bully me or try to say stuff, I would say, at 9:00, when it's lights out for y'all, the lights turn on for me because I'm going home. It's ways around it, y'all. You don't need guns. You don't need knives. You need intelligence. You need common sense. You need street smarts. You need the ability to be able to express yourself without violence. Listen, can I fight? No. I consider people who can fight like your MMA people, your boxers, your wrestlers, your people that really can fight. One of my best friends, my brother, I love him, KM. He can do some things to you that you will wish that God would just come down and be like, leave him alone. But he's one of the sweetest dudes ever. I mean, in a good way. He's like one of the nicest, chill dudes ever. He can fight. Mike Tyson can fight. Michael Jai White can fight. Will I fight? Yes, I will. There's a difference. So Charleston White again, dropping gems, letting y'all know you gotta learn how to deal with bullies. Karmelo Anthony's life changed forever when he put that knife in his backpack that day. His life changed. And the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that, every time he put that knife in his book bag, he was playing Russian roulette with his life. And I'm here to tell you right now, we can't afford to keep playing Russian roulette. We cannot. We are losing children. We are losing adults. We're losing babies. Why? Because people don't know how to express themselves. People don't know how to keep their hands to themselves. People don't know how to mind their own business. Drink water, mind your own business. It will keep you youthful and it will keep you alive. We'll be back after this first message.
It's always lit over at ajsrantroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to ajsrantroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't.
All right, AJ's Rant Room is back. Make sure y'all support my brother AJ's Rant Room. Get all your merchandise. Y'all saw the commercial. Go to ajsrantroom.com. Get you some merch. Summertime is coming. You need some t-shirts. You need a bucket hat. You need a sheer shirt with the holes in it with the nipples out. He got it. Go check it out. Phenomenal stuff. Brother designs everything from scratch. He does it all. Just make sure y'all check out ajsrantroom.com, the official sponsor of Real Time with Prince Blue. Now, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice is this next episode. This next episode. Yeah. This next video where we have 90s sitcom and 90s actress Rachel True. Y'all remember Rachel True? She starred in the movie The Coven. And she also was in Half and Half on UPN. Y'all remember UPN? UPN had all the bomb shows. Well, she went at Rob. Y'all know Rob, and check it out what he had to say.
Have a serious conversation about why radical black activists are always biracial. Of course, I'm talking about faded 90s actress Rachel True, who you probably only know from The Craft. It's the only thing anybody would ever know her from. But this person decided to come for me on Twitter when I gave my actual full-blooded 100% black American-born thoughts on the Karmelo Anthony case. And so I didn't want to bring this up, but she came for me, so let's talk about it. The reason why so many of these super pro-black radicals are biracial is because they feel displaced. They feel out of place, right? So here's this light-skinned biracial black girl who's gotten all these opportunities in Hollywood, probably over full-blooded black American women that are darker skinned than her. But what they do is, in order to compensate for that, they become these hardcore, like pro-black radicalists. I mean, look at, I believe, Hannah Marie Jones. Like, this is the chick that wrote the 1692 Project, right? She's also biracial. And a lot of the people that you will see coming for black conservatives like me, again, full-blood black American, foundational black American, everybody from my family is black, bliggity black. And the reason that those people come for me is because they are not confident in their own blackness.
Okay, that was Rob Smith, and I apologize. She was in the movie The Craft with Faruqa Balka. I remember that name. I don't know why I remember that name. Love that name. But where was the lie? We gonna talk about it. Where was the lie? And if y'all need to follow Rachel True, well, not follow, but look at her tweets. She said some disgusting, vile stuff to Rob. It's safe to say that she's a super liberal and she's biracial and she's struggling. Because anytime you say I'm blacker than you, you already lost. What constitutes blackness? I'm waiting, Rachel True. What constitutes blackness? What makes you blacker than Rob Smith? What makes you blacker than him? Why? Because you talk with slang? Why? Because you sympathize and you empathize with black struggle? Why? Because you support anything black even when it's counterproductive? What constitutes blackness? Because I'm going to say this, as a black conservative, a black Republican, I hear that all the time when people want to call me a race traitor. Yeah, you're tap dancing for the white man. You're uplifting white supremacy, blah, 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 blah. If I was uplifting white supremacy, why would I marry a black woman? Why would I have black kids? I hate myself. I hate my blackness. I don't think y'all understand what racism truly is. What a racist really is. Have y'all ever been in a room with a real racist? I have. I had a real racist in my back seat. neo-Nazi, arrested him. He was saying some of the most vile stuff to me. Most vile stuff. You got to understand, real racists, they're like somewhere on a compound where they want nothing to do with you. They want nothing to do with anything that's not white, the master race. Like, this whole thing of saying that you are blacker than somebody because they don't agree with you on your ideology and the way you see things is wild to me. And irrelevant actresses like Rachel True, who is still living on past glory, who can't just drink water and mind their own damn business. Rob Smith is better than me because you would have got cussed the hell out. What makes you blacker than me? You're struggling. Why you ain't saying that about your mother who married your white father? Why you ain't got no smoke for her? Hey, mom, why'd you marry a white man? You hate yourself? No, it's just for people like Rob Smith, myself, because you don't like the side that we're on. But what a lot of you fail to realize is a lot of the stuff that you hold towards black culture is counterproductive. Violence, uncouthness, not being educated, not knowing how to behave, not knowing how to code switch, keeping it real. There is a building. There's big buildings all over the United States with barbed wire and guards full of black people who kept it real. And it just added one. The one that y'all are championing so much. Mr. Karmelo Anthony. And it just added another one. Thoughts and prayers out to the Florida State University victims. I'm going to get into that later. You're not blacker than anybody. And saying you're more black than somebody doesn't constitute you any blacker than anybody else. So to the Rachel Trues in the world and the rest of the biracial super woke warriors, relax. Go to therapy. Do something. Don't get upset with me because you light skin and you got freckles. Dad, get mad at the genetics. Get mad at DNA. I didn't do it. Rob Smith didn't do it. Rob Smith didn't tell you what you want us to do. Go back in time in a DeLorean and stop your mom from marrying your dad, or stop your dad from marrying your mom, creating biracial babies. People like Rachel True are really annoying, and I'm gonna start calling that shit out. Like, take your ass on somewhere. We'll be back after this next message.
Yeah. Look, black and blue lines. Yeah. That's a new vibe. Yeah. Hey, black and blue lines. Yeah. Hey, that's a new vibe. Yeah. Hey, park catalyst. I think we got a hit. Yeah. Hey, black and blue lines. Yeah. Look, we got Prince Blue and Steph talking black and blue lives. Yeah. Hey, black and blue lives. Yeah. It's Steph and blue.
Man, that's right. Black and Blue Lives podcast will be back starting next Wednesday at 8 p.m. We're going to be talking everything from criminal justice, mental health reform, everything. We're going to break down police videos where people want to know, why did the officer do that? Why you ain't shoot him in the leg? We're going to break some of that stuff down. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a change of pace from Real Time. Oh, shout out to my brother AJ, my executive producer, my creative producer. He put that all together. And speaking of that video, real quick, in that video, in those images you see in that video, I was at my heaviest. I was 305 pounds. I'm now, that was in 2021. I'm now 231 pounds. That was actually 2020. Now I'm 235 pounds. So this episode is just full of flexes. It was a long road to get here. This is also my post academy weight. When I graduated from the academy, I went in the academy at 255 pounds. I left at 235 pounds. I am now my post academy weight, but somehow I feel better now than I did with my weight loss in the academy. I guess that's from strength training, whatever the case may be, but I feel better. This is just to let you know that it's a long road. Ozempic, Mounjaro, whatever the road is, it's long. It takes discipline. Do it. I'm proud of myself, and I'm going to keep going. I'm not done. I still got some more to go. So with that being said, let's get into this next video. Are you one of the 13%? Those who don't know, 13% is the percentage of black people, quote unquote, in America per the census, or that's what everybody always use. It's only America's only made up of 13% of black people. We commit 55% of the crime. Blah, 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 boom. Y'all call people like me and Rob Smith anti-black. You say we hate ourselves. You say we're not pro-black enough. Tell me, what is pro-black about this?
What the baby? What the baby? Fuck the baby. Fuck the baby. Give you the Bacardi. I'm ready to say fuck the motherfucker. Ready to beat the motherfucker baby the fuck up. You sound like a nigga. Yo.
So I'm anti-black. I'm not pro-black, but people like this is pro-black. Meanwhile, they're celebrating going to the abortion clinic to eliminate a black life. Before they go to the abortion clinic, they're drinking alcohol with the fetus in their body. No, scratch that. I'm not using that stupid ass language. With a human body inside of their stomach. She's drinking alcohol outside an abortion clinic. But that's black culture. And then you heard the stupid that was recording. You sound like an... No, you don't. Yeah, you do. Because the nigga is an ignorant person. And that's what you sound like. That's what both of you sound like. So because you're reckless with your body, reckless with your snatch, we can't add to the 13%. Excuse me. We can't add to the 13%. What you're aborting could be the next astronaut, next doctor, next inventor, next black billionaire, next civil rights leader, next doctor, next lawyer, next Supreme Court judge. Could be creating a cure for cancer, the cure for AIDS. Maybe the cure for stupidity, because clearly you need it. But then on the other hand, you might have been doing that child a favor. Because it looked like you can't even mentally take care of yourself, let alone another human being. But that's keeping it real, y'all. That's the black culture that we're uplifting, that we're holding. She's literally dancing outside of an abortion. Oh, probably a Kamala voter too. She probably would have been lined up at the abortion food truck. You see why I don't take y'all seriously? You see why when you call me names, you call me anti-black, you call me Uncle Tom, you call me coon, you call me sellout, you say I'm anti-black. You see why words coming from people like that don't affect me? Because I know the alternative. I added to the 13% 3 times, as somebody would call them, my sex trophies. 3 babies. One is about to enter college as a biology major who's going to go on to be a dentist. Well, that's what his plans. He wants to be a dentist. One is the sweetest, most creative, most beautiful mind in my daughter that you take. And my last is the most rambunctious, most energetic light that you could put in any room. I contributed to the 13%. You took away from it, but you want to call me anti-black. That is disgusting. That is disgusting behavior. And that's the behavior that we want to uplift. And believe it or not, it was people underneath that comment section that was cheering that. There was people in the comment section cheering that. Now, there were people that was saying that was disgusting, but just one person applauding that is too many. And men, I know it may be hard. I know, pause. I know it's controversial. You got to do better than that. Damn it, watch porn. Do something. Procreating with something like that, it makes you worse because you know better. You knew this was an unhinged creature and you went in it raw, knowing what can end up happening. We'll be back after this next message.
Guess what, bitches?
We're back.
We're back.
Trifecta is back.
This Friday, February 7th, baby. I know you miss me.
Let's go.
Season 3, and I'm just here to let you know that I am going to be even pettier than I was last season.
That's right. Trifecta hour tomorrow, 8 p.m. Oh, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Just make sure you're there. That's all I'm going to say. All right. The next one is Whoa, Man, Please. A clip just went viral for Dr. Mae Jemison, who was one of the women that one of the original. She was the first Black woman in space in 1992. She has a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering, an AB in African and Afro-American Studies from Stanford, and an MD from Cornell. And she was the first Black woman in space. But she's not going viral for that. She's going viral for being triggered by a word.
Explain to our audience why even a trip like this one, all the trips that we take into space benefit mankind.
So it benefits humankind, and I'm going to keep correcting the mankind and the man-made and the man missions, because this is exactly what this mission is about, is expanding the perspective of who does space.
Did y'all hear that? Humankind. And she's going to, and for those, go watch the whole video. It is gold. She keeps correcting him. Then she chastises him because he says that the narrative out there that it was just a whole bunch of women that went into space. So pretty much he was saying that the narrative was wrong, and I want you to explain why that narrative was wrong. And she got mad about that, and then Nate Burleson had to jump in and do damage control. Let me give you a definition of of mankind. Human beings considered collectively the human race. It has nothing to do with man. This is per Oxford. Human beings considered collectively for the human race. You have an MD, so you should know that. Doctor the doctor. This is the stuff where I said I'm tired. I'm no longer going with the delusion. I'm no longer doing it. You stopped that interview for a word that he used in the proper context. What was he supposed to say? Mankind. It means human beings collectively. But we can't never have the conversation because we're busy arguing over trivial BS. The whole interview is going viral for the wrong reasons. Not that you were the first black woman in space and how we just had 5 other black women go into space as well. It's about the definition of mankind. You cannot reason with these people. You cannot talk with these people. You cannot argue with these people. She has an MD from Cornell, the first black woman in the space, and she was bothered by humankind. I mean, she was bothered by mankind. What are we supposed to do with this? At this point, how are we supposed to move forward as people? He, she, they, it, them, their, theirs, they. Zim Zima, who got the keys to my Beamer? Who am I? The girls, them sugar. I love that song. Like, I just don't understand it. Hey, ma'am. I'm not a ma'am. I'm officially non-binary. I'm done with the foolishness. I'm done. Y'all had y'all moment in the sun. Y'all had the people in the right places to push this foolishness forward. It's over. I'm done. I will not participate in the delusion. I am Neo. I am unplugged from the Matrix. I'm done. Mankind. How did you benefit mankind going to space? I'm done with it. From the sounds of it, you may should have stayed up there. Or maybe the lack of oxygen hurt you up there. That's just crazy. We'll be back.
I know. You're probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to ajsrantroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to ajsrantroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive. It prints.
Now it's time for I Said What I Said. For those who don't know, I Said What I Said is the segment where I play a video, I give my take on it, and you can't change my mind. No way, no how, no zim, no zer, no ma'am, no ham, no he, no she, no they. You cannot change my mind. Nene, help me out.
I said what I said.
All right, y'all. This next segment is called Do Not buy any houses in Virginia. Again, do not buy any houses in Virginia. Don't buy any real estate in Virginia. Here is why.
I'm HIV positive, right? And this is just a PSA to those that are not HIV positive. Disclosure is my choice. When I disclose and how I disclose and who I disclose to is up to me. I find it so crazy how people are telling me that I need to disclose before I go on a date, that I need to disclose before I kiss somebody. This is the craziest one. Before I even tell them my name. It's not happening. I don't think that it's my responsibility to tell someone that I'm HIV positive if they are treating me as if I'm not. Your health is your responsibility. Adopt the mindset of medical practitioners. Assume that everyone has something until they prove to you that they do not. Why are you kissing a stranger or trying to kiss a stranger that you just met? Why are you trying to have intercourse with someone raw that you just met? You don't know me from a hole in a wall. Why are you trying to put your thing inside of me without any kind of protection? Why do I have to be the one to say, hey, chill out, I'm HIV positive, instead of you asking, taking the time to know me, get to know me, let's go get tested together if you want to take the next step. Why do I have to be the one protecting you from yourself? No, baby, that is not my responsibility. And I just wanted to make that clear. Okay, love you, bye.
That's why I said don't buy a house in Virginia. House in Virginia is what I call the HIV virus. She was right. She was right. Assume everybody has something. Assume everybody has something. I know we supposed to be sexual beings. Yeah, baby. Yeah. And you know, sex is everywhere. Sex, 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 sex. You know what is also everywhere? HIV, syphilis, herpes, chlamydia. I don't care what these commercials tell you, where two men are smiling and walking down the street and saying how they take a pill that helps their virals go down and all this stuff. And it's wild that we have commercials that are HIV. When I take this, HIV is not a death sentence. Who you, Magic Johnson? Listen, I'm married, happily married, so I don't have to worry about this nonsense. But for those who are still out there dating, listen to Felicia Keys. Assume everybody has it, because some people have that mindset. Why do I have to disclose to you? You trying to get with me? You should wanna make sure that I'm good before you want to have intercourse with me. There's some people that believe that they shouldn't have to say anything at all. I was just watching for those who watch ID channel Evil Lives Here, where a case where a guy was just going around just affecting everybody, and he was lying about going to the doctor and all that good stuff. We have to be smarter. But it seems so now people are more concerned with having to pay child support than they are with catching something. A woman can look a man right in the face and be like, I have something to tell you. I have HIV and I'm pregnant. He'll be like, oh my God. How can you be pregnant? Like, what? Like, did you hear what I just said? I also have the virus. Yeah. But I got to give you some of my paycheck every month now. Man, I'm so mad. Like, what are we doing? And I don't know the disclosure laws and all that stuff, and I don't care to look it up because I ain't got to worry about the disclosure laws. But if you're out here running wild and you run into Felicia Keys, just know that she may let you kiss, she may let you smash, because her thinking is you should be protecting yourself, which you absolutely should. So she's right there, but she's downplaying her importance in the matter just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's just me. Don't be all in my section talking about well, what if you get it from cut glass? Shut up. I ain't talking about that. We talking about sex. I know y'all always like to use the extreme measures. Well, what if somebody sneezed and I walked through it? That was so dumb back in the 80s. Remember when people used to be like, if people cough, you get it in the air. Oh my God. We'll be back.
It's always lit over at ajsrantroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to ajsrantroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be.
All right. My mouse was cutting up. That was awkward trying to go to commercial. I'm sitting here smiling like a dummy. But anyway, it's time for Ayo Pause. Dame.
Stick together. Pause. Knows he can have it. Pause. You see what I do when I got the rock. Pause.
Let me just put this in real quick.
This is Dame, by the way.
All right, it's time for Ayo Pause. Ayo Pause is where I play a clip and then I let you know if it's pause words. This Ayo Pause is going to be different this week. This is the Cheaters edition to Ayo Pause.
There was a big infidelity in New York that took me 10 years to heal from.
10 years.
10 years.
And we were going through the motions because with that infidelity, you don't want to wish it on your worst enemy. We had to experience murder through that. I was held at gunpoint with my own gun and watched the mistresses I was living with at that time killed in front of me, which she had to bear that burden too.
Yeah.
We lost our home to arson.
Our home was burned down.
Then an innocent person was killed rushing to the fire of our house burning down because of our mess.
It was hard to get through. And we had some counseling and we thought that we were
He was talking like he wasn't a part of it. He wasn't the reason. All that time she was talking about the trauma. The trauma was next to her. He kept looking at her like, yeah, my mistress killed himself in front of me and she had to bear that blame. She stuck with me through all the arson and the infidelities. It was a big infidelity in New York. She was talking like the trauma was, they was telling a story like it was somebody else. It was them the whole time. First of all, if you was to look up no good ass man in the dictionary, his face would be right there. He's told that story with such confidence, such high self-esteem that that is gaslighting on a level I have never seen. And you could tell at a moment when she was telling the story, she was thinking like, as she was going through all the trauma, she was like, why am I still with this motherfucker? Ladies, there's a man out there that will treat you right. You don't have to settle. You do not have to settle. And men, if you're going to be that diabolical and that disrespectful and that brazen, just be single, or or don't be in relationships. Arson, murder, suicide, infidelity. He gotta have some break babies out there. And I'ma stick beside him. Is this your man? Yeah, that's mine. And I'ma stick beside him. I wonder what it's like to have those type of powers when it comes to gaslighting. It was phenomenal, but it was sad. And he literally kept looking at her every single time he presented a trauma. Yeah, when my mistress killed themselves, she had to live with that burden. Why is she living with that burden? And why is mistresses taking themselves out because they can't be with your homely looking ass? You love who you love. You love who you love. I got nothing. That was Ayo Paul's Cheaters Edition. That was sad. We'll be back.
Yeah. Look, black and blue lines. Yeah. That's a new vibe. Yeah. It's black and blue lines. Yeah. That's a new vibe. Yeah. A park catalyst. I think we got a hit. Yeah. A black and blue lines. Yeah. Look, we got Prince Blue and Steph talking black and blue lives. Yeah. The black and blue lives. Yeah. It's Steph and Blue.
All right. We have now come to the end of the show, but before we go, I had a late entry into the Real Time with Prince Blue podcast video. We have RFK up here, who has a very prominent position in public health. He was personally tapped on the shoulder by D. Trump, and he held a press conference where he brought up autism. For those who have been living under a rock, our beautiful Princeton, our youngest, he's autistic, and it is Autism Acceptance Month. And RFK went viral with, according to a lot of people, some controversial remarks about autism. Let's take a listen.
This is an individual tragedy as well. Autism destroys families. More importantly, it destroys our greatest resource, which are our children. These are children who should not be suffering like this. These are kids who, many of them were fully functional and regressed because of some environmental exposure into autism when they're 2 years old. And these are kids who will never pay taxes, they'll never hold a job, they'll never play baseball, they'll never write a poem, they'll never go out on a date. Many of them will never use a toilet unassisted. And we have to recognize we are doing this to our children.
Oh, sorry. I had to sneeze there. So people called themselves being outraged with what Robert Kennedy said. And I'm here to say we're done with the performative outrage. We're done with the bullshit. Okay. Nothing he said in that clip was outrageous. Our son was speaking, he was going, he was doing the necessary steps, and he reached 2 and he regressed. And we noticed that he was not progressing. He was regressing and things were different. And we had him tested and he was diagnosed with autism. What did Robert say that was wrong? Some cases of autism, they're not functional. They won't be able to go on dates. They won't be able to use toilets unassisted. They won't be able to work. They won't pay taxes. Oh, that's right. Because he was placed there by Donald Trump. So you're going to find any and everything to bitch and moan about. You're talking to somebody who is in the trenches with an autistic son, high on the spectrum. Nothing Robert said was wrong. We are doing things. We are participating in things. Things are happening around us that are contributing to the regression of our children, that are aiding autism diagnosis. Which is funny. It's funny now. It's a problem, but it wasn't a problem when suddenly a whole bunch of adults were neurodivergent, overstimulated, giving themselves diagnosis. It was fine. It's all right when you as a 40-year-old is now like, you know what? I never liked broccoli. I may be autistic. No, you just don't like broccoli. I don't like being in a Walmart. My wife doesn't like being in a Walmart. She's not autistic. I can't read. You're just dumb. That doesn't mean you're autistic. You just don't know how to read. We have to stop this. We have to stop this performative outrage because it's stupid and we're seeing right through it. When I was seeing that he was trending, I was like, let me see what he said. It was like he must have said that all autistic people should be taken out the back of the shed and shot. He said nothing. Matter of fact, he's trying to get help. He's trying to figure out how can we stop this? How can we curve it? How can we make it better? How can we make it better for all? He led with they should not have to suffer. You haven't lived until you see your 7-year-old son literally frustrated because he can't tell you, he can't verbalize what is wrong. He has to use an iPad with over 10,000 commands to tell you how he's feeling or what's wrong. Or you have to be able to read the cues of your own child. For you, that your child can tell you what's wrong, how they feeling, and can express themselves, enjoy. Leave us people in the autism community alone. Take your performative BS and stick it. We don't need it. We don't want it. We don't want your lazy sympathy. We don't want your fake outrage. And he's speaking about a very small minority of society, but a very potent and powerful one. That is people with intellectual disabilities and people with autism. Why are you mad? Be more concerned with people dancing outside of abortion clinics. Be more concerned with people saying that they don't have to disclose their HIV status. Be more concerned with that stuff. Be more concerned with why you're smoking meth, why you're taking pills, why the pill epidemic is high, why the fentanyl epidemic is high, why obesity is high, why high blood pressure is high, why diabetes is high. Be concerned with the stuff that you can control. Take your political and your performative BS and go somewhere. We don't want you in the autism community. We don't want it. We don't need it. Robert Kennedy, I'm behind you. I support you. And keep doing you. With that being said, I want to spend this last 30 seconds or so giving my thoughts and prayers to the FSU family, For those who don't know, it was a mass shooting where 2 was injured. 2 was killed and 5 were injured. And this is an epidemic. This is something we need to be concerned with because these things seem to happen in a bunch. They happen in threes. You just had one shooting the other day. Now you got this one. And here's when I'm going to put my doctor hat on, doctor of criminal justice. The problem is these people are being made into martyrs. These killers are being made into martyrs. The Maggioni guy who killed the United Healthcare CEO, he was applauded. He was offered sex from women who thought he was fine, thought he was gorgeous, said he could get it any day. They want to do conjugal visits with the murderer. Last week, that guy, that shooter, he's being propped up. This shooter is being turned into a rock star. Karmelo Anthony is being made into a sympathetic figure. We are condoning violence. We are accepting violence. Violence begets violence. You want to know why these things continue to happen? Because nothing is happening to the people that do it. They're being turned into rock stars. If we start doling out more hot sauce in their veins, by hot sauce I mean lethal injections, more firing squads, more wood chippers, more electric chairs, it just may curve this. If one person says, you know what, I don't want the chair, so I'm not going to take out a whole bunch of people, that's a success. These people should not be breathing when they're eliminating people en masse and devoiding them of breathing. I said what I said. The thing about criminal justice is it used to be about punishment. And then it went to rehabilitation. Then it went to punishment. Then it went to rehabilitation. Now it's all about how can I find the most excuses to why somebody is a murderous monster. And no, it's a difference between mitigating factors and excuses. Mitigating factor, the guy came at me with a baseball bat. I had no choice. I was being sexually assaulted. I didn't have a way out, so I took them out. Mitigating. Excuses. I had a bad day. I was being bullied. They teased me. They did an Instagram post and now my life is ruined. Excuses. And then when I found out that the FSU shooter, murderer, was the child of an 18-year sheriff's deputy, and he had access to her, he used her weapon in the shooting. Listen, I'm retired police. I have weapons. They are locked in a safe. Only 3 people know the password. Me, my wife, and God. My kids will never know the password. But Prince, what if they need access to it if something goes wrong? Blah, 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 blah. First of all, nobody's getting past me. This is where I'm going to talk my shit. I've been trained for this. There's no reason he should have had access. There's no reason nobody should have access to your weapons, but except you. We got to stop being lackadaisical. And this ain't about two-way or none of that. It ain't about that. It's about when you're in your home, you have your own arsenal, you should have access to that. Nobody else. Now, if they're a super smart locksmith or a hacker or they cut it with a power saw, whatever the case may be, okay, it wasn't your day. It was meant to be. But if they could just push, thumb, print that sucker open and have access, we got to go back to the drawing board. So again, more stuff is going to come out. My thoughts and prayers go to the victims. It's just sad, man. It's just sad tragedy. Your kids are not even safe going to school. And this was adults. You send your kids off to college thinking they're going to be okay. And then something like this happens. And for somebody that their son is about to go to college, about to go away, I couldn't possibly fathom getting that phone call. And nobody should have to. All right, that's all I have for this week on Real Time Prince Blue. Like I said, next week, Black and Blue Live starts on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Me and Step, two retired police officers giving you the real on criminal justice. We're going to be breaking down controversial police body cam. We're going to be talking about mental health. We're going to have guests of all kinds, to police officers, active, retired, public officials, mental health advocates, mental health therapists. We're going to do it all. So if you like Real Time with Prince Blue, please go check out the Black and Blue Lives YouTube page. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm gonna be streaming it across all platforms, but please just make sure you check that out. It's 61 people in here, so there's no reason we shouldn't have 61 subscribers for the Black and Blue Podcast YouTube video next week. And if we don't, it will be hell to pay. But thank you, everybody. I appreciate y'all so much. I am Dr. Real Time, Dr. Prince Blue. I will never get used to hearing that. I will be back next week with more authentic truths, more real time, and more unhinged but educational chaos. Peace out. We'll see you later. Holla.
Come through. Real time. Real time. Real time.